Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm here with Aaron, and we're at Locals, and he just took 6th place in the Tuscaloosa Regional. 266 players, 9 rounds, and the largest regional in Tuscaloosa to date. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this profile. Congratulations. What were your matchups?
I've actually got it pulled up right here. So first was Marincess, which was interesting. That's my one draw of the day.
That was cool.
And then Rikus and Avalon, branded, Cashiera, my first Cashiera matchup, which I lost. But then after that was the Mirror, actually, which was very interesting. Scary Claw Adventure, and then 3 Cashieras in a row.
Back-to-back Cashieras. Yeah. Wow. Well, congratulations playing through all that. That's insane. Getting 6th place at a regional with this deck. This is really cool. So let's go ahead and get straight on into it. And again, congratulations, dude.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Well, first, it gets a little standard with 3 Lady Labyrinth of the Silver Castle. She's insane, but also pairing it up with 3 Ariana, and then we'll go 1 of the Lovely Lady here.
Okay.
So some people have been cutting down Ariana because a lot of people have been playing Sphere mode in the main and like just, I guess, cutting down on normal summons. I think right now especially it's like insane to play 3 Ariana. I always wanted to see this card in my opening hand because it helps me so much to play around Ash Blossom specifically. Ash Blossom is everywhere right now, like because of Branded. Everybody plays Ash Blossom because of Branded, but it also hurts your deck a whole lot too. So being able to search this instead of like a Welcome Labyrinth and being able to like summon that on the same turn like gives you such like incredible grind and just like being able to play through Ash. Like I hardly, unless I already had this in hand, I never searched for a Welcome Labyrinth or a big local Labyrinth because I was playing around Ash Blossom. I would always search this, and this can set me my other Welcome traps and to play through things like that. And then obviously this is kind of a mandatory brick. I hate seeing this card in my opening hand. It's awful. There's no way to get her out really, but it's necessary to play. Sometimes I would even, maybe this is even incorrect, I would side her out going second sometimes because I did not want to see her. But yeah, this is kind of the standard kind of ratios, except for I play 3 Ariana, and I think that's correct right now.
It seemed to work.
Yeah. And then, of course, we got 3 and 3 of the Welcome and Big Welcome. These cards are nuts. I almost always was like grabbing this off of my my Lady searches or my Ariana searches because this card can just like trigger your all your monsters to get their bonus effects. And then like setting this up in the graveyard is just nuts. Just gives you like, this one is so much faster than this one, where like this one can just keep resetting to your field, but it's again a lot slower. Like it takes like 2 turns for setup on this one, where this one is an interruption after the turn it's used. So it's like, it's live again immediately on the following turn, whereas this takes like 2 turns. So I think this one is just, it's so needed. It's just so strong, so strong. But you got to play both. You definitely
Absolutely.
gotta play both. And then we got 3 Pot of Prosperities. This is the only pots that I play in the main deck. You'll actually see later that I play dualities in the side deck, and I'll sort of go into more detail why when I get there. But this, I think, at minimum, is mandatory in this version of the deck. There's like some of them that I see that play the furniture build that's playing less traps and less floodgates. They're playing Extravagance, which I think is better in that version, but this version specifically, being able to see specific cards is much better. So yeah, very, very strong.
I much prefer this kind of build over the furniture build.
Yeah. And then I'm also playing 3 Kaijus in the main.
Ooh, spicy.
So my sort of theory behind this is that I was playing Sphere mode for a while in the main deck, but I think that, and this is actually kind of the reason that I'm not maining Duality, because I'm maining this as well, which, you know, they conflict. But I found in my testing that every deck had specifically 1 piece of interaction that kind of like disrupted my traps when I set them going second. So like Sprite ends on a carrot, for example. Like I tribute over the carrot, and that way I can kind of break their board. Branded is kind of iffy because like they could still do Branded in red and stuff like that, but I feel like a lot of the time they're not really doing the whole Branded in red Guardian Chimera stuff, at least on turn 1 anymore. They're doing like the what's it called, the Gimmick Puppet Lock, which I guess does conflict with this too, but I mean that Gimmick Puppet Lock is not a problem. But this, I don't know, I just, in my testing I found that one piece of interaction and one piece of removal is kind of key to like break through most boards going second, in my opinion. I did learn, however, that actually if you're gonna play a kaiju, play a different one, maybe the wind one, Gadarla, I think is what it's called.
Gadarla Mystery Dust Kaiju.
Yes. Someone, I was like talking with somebody about this, and if I give them a kaiju and then they swap it to defense, I'm like forced to use a trap to out this because it's 3k defense.
3k defense, yeah.
And I can't beat over it, and that is a good point, and I did not consider that, but that is correct. If you're going to play this in the future, I would recommend playing the wind kaiju.
Or you could even play sticky strings too.
Yes.
You could play sticky strings as well, which is a good option for you. What did you hit when you played against Kastura with the copies of Gamma Steel? Did you go after like a Rise Hearts mostly?
Normally, it depends on what they kind of ended on. I think most of them, they didn't really know what to end on when it came to me. I think they like kind of did this like half thing of like locking 3 zones. If they did that, I would definitely go for the Shangri era, so I could like set all 5 of my cards.
Yeah.
But if it was like just a Rise Heart, obviously I would hit the Rise Heart. But
Yeah.
yeah, it would kind of depend on the scenario.
Yeah, I got you.
But yeah, this card was actually really nuts. One time, I'll tell this really quick. I played the Scareclaw Adventure player. I had this and Evenly Matched in hand, and they had like 3 sets. I tributed it over the Griffin Rider, went to battle phase, Evenly Matched, and they had to keep the token. It felt really bad. Good for me, but yeah. But yeah, I think the Kaiju was really good for this event specifically.
Yeah, because they do have to keep the token, because it can't banish face down.
Yep. And then here we go with the sort of removal traps. So 3 Compulse, 2 Terrors, 1 Trap Trick, I'll put this over here, and then we'll go on the rest later, but to sort of keep your room. So 3 Compulse is just very nice against a lot of extra deck stuff, like Shangri Era, for example. It's just really strong. Terrors of the Overroot went crazy. When I was able to like break like a Kashira board with Evenly Matched, and then like when it goes back to them, I would they would usually like keep Birth or something, so they would have like a ton of follow-up. I would send their Birth to the graveyard and then set a Kashira monster to their field, and that was like curtains. It was just really, really strong. Very, very good. And then Trap Trick is just like so generically strong in this deck. Like doing Trap Trick, going Trap Trick and chaining. Let's see. Chaining this is just like a +2.
Yeah,
it's
it is.
Like so crazy. It gives you like such a grind, and just being able to see which specific card you want to see is just so cool. I would play more, but I feel like it kind of kills your grind game a little bit with like killing too many traps out of your deck to keep setting. So that's kind of why.
It's just really good for utility because you can get to it easy. I got you.
Exactly. And then also the last for removal traps is the Dogmatica Punishment, which is honestly just insane. It's always a +1 when it resolves.
And you don't even super need the extra deck in here.
No, do not. I don't think it actually came up for me at all. I do have some spots that I can go into if I need to, but I don't think it came up at all this past weekend. But yeah, it's a very strong card.
Well, you need it for prosperity.
Well, yes, I need it for prosperity.
You need it for prosperity food.
This is one of my spiciest things that I really, really do not regret. It went so hard this weekend. 3 Daruma Dharma
See,
Cannon.
I've been all over this card. This card is so good.
This card was nuts all weekend. I was able to like out the Marincess Towers with this thing randomly. And just like Kashtira, it just folds to this card. Like going second, especially, it's just like such a good card. Yeah, this card was nuts all weekend. In case you're not familiar, because I don't think a lot of people know, basically it's Book of Eclipse. But if any monsters are still in face-up attack position, each player must send those monsters face-up to the graveyard. So since it's worded like evenly matched, so it outs things that are like towers and things like that, like the Marincess thing I was talking about. Card is nuts. Card is very, very nuts.
Because Link monsters can't be flipped down.
Exactly, exactly. And then we were going with the 3 evenly matched in the main deck. This card went crazy all day. I just feel like nobody really, except for like like the adventure player I play, but even though I had the kaiju for it, but like nobody's really putting up Omni negates. So just like going second, this card was just so good. And yeah, this actually also in a niche interaction, this counts as a normal trap card activating, so I can summon my my lady from my hand whenever I activate this card.
Oh, that is crazy.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah.
Very, very cool.
Just being able to summon Silver Castle off of that?
Exactly.
Oh my god.
And then, of course, 3 of the mandatory no fun cards. This card was, I mean, it was nuts all day. Just so many decks fold to this card. Kashtira even folds to this card, even though their monsters are so big. Mine are bigger.
I can confirm. I can confirm Kashtira folds to skill drain.
Yeah.
We just turn into 2,500, you know, Unga Bunga.
Yeah, it's Dark Magician Turbo.
Yeah, we pretty much are. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think this went super hard against. I played against Rika Sun Avalon with this, and they just had no answer to this. They even I won the die roll, I won the game, and then they made me go first game too for some reason.
What? You're a trap deck. Wait a minute.
Exactly, and then I had this, and then they just lost.
They were like, all right, well, you got it.
Yeah, but yeah, it's an. I don't like the card because it's very unfun, but I mean it's mandatory in this deck. It's just so strong. It's so good.
I played at 3 in my build too for Labyrinth. It's definitely a 3 of.
And then my other spicy tech in the main deck was 3
judgments
in the main deck.
Really?
This card went insane. Everybody, whenever I won the die roll, I think I blocked 5 evenly matches game 1 with this card. I knew that everybody was going to be playing evenly matched in their main deck. A lot of people were doing it, and that's why I decided to main this instead of keeping it in the side.
Yeah.
But like even going second, this card's crazy. They'll like end on a board, and I'll like set and pass, and just like the ability to like they'll like start to go into their like boss monsters and like try to OTK me, and I'll just like for example access code, negate the summon of access code.
Yeah.
Like it's very nuts, and nobody's really expecting it, especially game 1. So they never play around it. No one played around this all day. It was just nuts. It was just very, very nuts.
I was originally going to side that for my Kashtira deck out evenly, so I can say that card actually nobody plays around it.
Yeah, nobody.
Really,
nobody does. But that is the main deck. We can go in the extra
it's spicy.
deck now.
It is spicy. I like that Solemn Judgment and the Durama Cannon. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So for the extra deck, this doesn't matter as much, but it comes up sometimes. I've got 3 Intis, which is very good. However, I would recommend cutting one of these for a Fossil Warrior Skull Knight to play around tactics and thrust. It did come up. I did want to get Skull Knights, but I could not find them before the event. I like ordered one on TCG Player and it didn't come in, and I tried to scramble to find one and I never could. And it did come up actually. Somebody did thrust me one time after I activated this, and I felt so bad because I wanted to play around it, but I could not. So it is what it is. But yeah, this card is very good. You send it off punishment, and it wins you games. And then we got 2 Garura and 2 of the Tri Brigade. So this is basically just bigger this. So once this is sent to grave, you just send this and draw a card. If you need like a bigger body to out, for example. This card's nuts. Just a free. If you just need to remove one body, just being able to draw a card is insane.
It just makes it Garua 35, so you can get over bigger stuff. I got you.
Exactly. And then we're playing kind of the like, what's the word? I guess like
toolbox.
Toolbox. Sort of the emergency scenario cards. Like,
I got you.
I'm like never going into these, but I could in theory. And they're all fiends, so the welcome block doesn't bother me. Yeah, they're just very good. This one comes up the most often, I would say, because sometimes like I can't revive my one of my lovelies in grave, and I just need it really bad.
I got you.
And this is very, very good. I think this one is pretty mandatory. These can be very flexible. I think every Labyrinth player needs to play at least one of this card.
I totally agree with that because it does give you some option to get your stuff back.
Yeah.
Especially since you're not playing extravagant, so you know what you're going to get rid of.
Exactly. And then we got one more, with the one synchro in the deck.
Because we're making it.
Yeah. I could in theory, because
side deck.
I play Gamma in the side deck. So I technically could. It did not come up, and we could talk more about Gamma later. But this card is also good to send off punishment. So it's kind of a double use there. This one did not come up, but it could in theory come up.
See, I love that about Labyrinth. There's just so many options for the extra deck. Like, you can just play whatever you want in the extra. Like, there's just so many ways to do it.
Exactly. Then we're also playing the very tired Tapir.
He's a fiend.
Yes,
he is a fiend. Wait a minute.
He is a fiend, so you can go into him. I forgot what it was. I think somebody like knew I was playing Labyrinth one time in testing, and they gave me the Aluber to play around evenly matched one time. And I normal summoned Ariana. I was like, yeah, that's fine. And then I went into Baguska, and like his Mirror Jade was just a very nice defense position monster.
It was.
It's very, very good. It's a very, very good card. It comes up a lot. And then we're playing Girsu, Myriologic Aggregator, and then Zeus. So this comes up because you can make rank 8 play sometimes. With all your lovely ladies are level 8. So you can go into this sometimes. It actually almost came up in my very last round. Somebody lava golemed me, and I almost...
It is level 8.
It is level 8. I almost overlaid that and another lovely lady to make this, but I had enough damage on board anyway, so it didn't matter. But this card can come up in theory. Actually had a friend of mine let me borrow that, which is very nice. But yeah, I think that this card is pretty good to have just as again, a nightmare scenario just in case. This card is nuts. It did not come up again this past weekend, but basically it's good against flu because it's punishment a target, and then it imperms once it's engraved. So you could like pop a bird, and then if they're like gonna normal summon another one, you just imperm it. And then Zeus is Zeus.
Zeus is a board wipe.
Yeah. It could come up with Baguska because you can like put it in an attack. It's untargetable, unkillable. You can go to Zeus. A lot of people ripped this when I was playing Kashtira. A lot of people ripped my Zeus. I have no plans to make this card. The majority of the time.
It's bait. I can even confirm as I carried cash to the tournament, and I can confirm every single round that I saw Zeus, I was like, nah, we're getting rid of that Zeus. I don't want to do it.
I get it. It's
but really now looking at it, that Baguska is probably what to get rid of.
I would say so. Yeah. I would say so. Or if you want to like tear through some of my like Garuras, if you're gonna try to go in multiple times, like hitting one of those.
Yeah.
Maybe not the Insist because I'm playing 3, but
and plus if you lava golem me, you pop a card on my field.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No. We're going after the Baguska.
Yeah, I would say that's probably the safest option.
Yeah. So let's take a look at that side deck.
Side deck. A lot of people were maining this card, but I think this card is not very good in the main right now because it's only really good against branded. It's kind of just fine against a lot of other decks. But I wanted to have this just in case I did play a branded player. And I did one time play branded. I don't even think I saw this. I don't even think I needed it. But yeah, it's a good card in that matchup. So this is my Ash Blossom. Everybody's playing Ash right now for branded. This is my card for branded.
Yeah, and it doesn't even do all that much against Kashtira because with Kashtira we still make Unicorn Fenrir pass.
Yeah,
and that's still pretty good.
Yeah, that's like enough sometimes.
Yeah.
And then here's the dualities I was talking about in the side deck. It's just very good, I think. Again, it conflicts with the Kaiju, so I put it in the side deck. And when I know I'm going first, especially against Cash, I just sort of bet, and I was right every single time, that once they knew I was playing Labyrinth and going first, they would always try to go for the 5-zone lock. So I would side in the duality, side out the Kaiju, and bring in the ball. Which came up so much today. My last round, this was my 6th card.
You
felt so good.
Oh no,
felt so good. But I mean, he didn't completely zone log me, so I knew I had so many live draws. So it's not that sacky, but it was a little bit.
Because they're gonna base minimum end with the spaceship Shangri-La. They're gonna end with a Rise Heart, and then standby they're gonna get a Fenrir, and then you're like, oh cool, that's 3.
Yep,
cool.
Exactly.
There's 3 of them right there. Here's have a golden ball.
Yep. And then duality is just so good at digging for those cards and especially evenly matched and stuff like that. It was just extremely good all day. This card came in clutch so much.
Yeah, and you don't even need to special summon during your turn at all. Nope. You have all those welcome labyrinths that you can just do what you need to do, and then if you have them in hand, they go off during your opponent's turn too.
Yep. And then we got one Lord.
Did you like this card?
I did. Mostly not even for the protection. That's why I kind of liked having it at 1. the protection didn't really come up because nobody was playing like Lightning Storms or Twin Twisters or anything.
Yeah.
But I just, and maybe it's incorrect, but I just love the interaction of like big welcome summoning and then bouncing this back to my hand so I can use it again.
Yeah.
It's just so nice, and I don't know, it's just like kind of like another copy of the big lady, the Silver Castle one, the one that sets traps from deck. It's just, it feels like another copy of that sometimes, and it was also just huge. Like 3K is gigantic, and just having another 3K body just comes up sometimes. And yeah, I liked it. I liked it as a one-of. I don't think I wanted to see it any more than that.
Well, you have so many cards that can just dig into the deck anyways.
Exactly.
So I understand why you would just play one.
Yeah, I can justify playing like one-ofs like that and Imperial Iron Wall.
Oh.
This card single-handedly won my second Cash Tier match.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, again, like, this card is... I honestly, in the future, I would maybe bump this up a little bit in the side deck, and maybe play, like, 2 or 3, because, like, it plays around so much, like, especially against Cash. I just flip this in the standby phase. They can't pot. They can't evenly.
They can't.
If they have to open the Cosmic if they have it. They have to. And even then, you probably also have a Judgment set.
Yeah, because they have
that.
to chain the to it.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, this card was nuts. It actually also came up in the mirror, surprisingly.
Oh, no.
Somebody tried to trap trick me, and I chained this.
Oh, and it turned it off.
Yeah, it turns off the trap trick. The mirror was very wacky, by the way. That was
I bet it was.
That was the first mirror I'd ever played. The Lovelies, the one that special summons from hand. Any normal trap card or any Labyrinth effect can activate that turn, and it can summon itself from hand.
Oh.
So, like, I summoned it during the guy's end phase, and then at the start of his turn, when he's activating traps, I can chain off of his traps to set my own traps.
Yeah, it's a very wacky mirror.
I bet it is.
Yeah,
that
it's
sounds
very,
crazy.
Very weird.
That sounds insane because you can just chain off of each other.
Yeah, exactly. It was really weird. And I was at a disadvantage because they were playing the Eradicator cards.
Yeah.
I wasn't. Because I didn't anticipate seeing the mirror. I didn't think anybody was going to be playing this deck except me. I thought I was the only insane person enough to play this deck. But no, I was like at a severe disadvantage, but I somehow managed to clutch that one out.
Oh, man.
But yeah, so there's that. And then the last cards in the side deck are the Gamma and Driver. And I liked the idea of these because it helps play around the Ash. You can usually like set and pass. But it also like conflicts with my Ariana, and I love that card so much.
Yeah.
I expected to play more Sprite. I did not see Sprite a single time all day. And this is much better against Sprite, but I don't know. Maybe I would cut this for something else in the future.
Maybe those Imperial Iron Walls.
Yeah, maybe so. It is a good card in theory, but it did not come up a single time at the weekend. So
Yeah.
but yeah.
That card scares me a little bit in the Kashtira match because with Gammas, if they banish the driver off of like Rise Heart,
Oh, yeah.
then it's all turned off.
Yep.
See, that's why I wasn't on that card with any of my decks, is because I'm afraid to do that.
No, I
with
feel
Cash.
you. I definitely, I would not, I don't think I ever sided this in against
Yeah.
Cash. It was always like the Evenleys
Yeah.
and the Sphere modes and all that.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever sided this in against Cash. It doesn't feel very good because you're just clearing the field again.
Yeah, you kind of are.
Yeah.
I understand. I really like the choices that you made with the deck. It's really well done, and it obviously worked. It obviously worked. So do you have any shout-outs?
I've actually got a few shout-outs. So,
Okay.
First, I'll go in order here. Shout-out to Josh for letting me borrow Pot of Prosperities. I do not have them anymore. I borrowed them from him. Shout-outs to Tyler Harris. We have another friend named Tyler, but Tyler Harris for letting me borrow Dingyusu and just being a good testing partner, and Adrian as well for being a good testing partner. Shout out to Josh and Clay as well for riding with me up there. Shout out to you, of course, for
thank
doing,
you. I appreciate
doing the
it.
profile.
Well, hey, it's your moment. You got 6th place, dude. Congrats. Really, I'm so proud that you got it. Like, I knew you would. When you walked into the regional with Labyrinth, I was like, this is his deck. This is his deck. He's going to do great. This is going to be it.
I appreciate
And then we
it.
were both at top table, dude. That was
we
awesome.
did.
Congrats. Really. Really.
That's all shout outs I have, so
Yeah.
that's good for me.
So, anyways, guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Definitely hit that bell notification, become part of the notification squad, and we'll see you guys in the next video. And again, congratulations, Aaron.
Thank you
Dude,
very
that was
much. Thank you.
awesome. See you later, guys.